Okay, what's the number one reason you should try Instacart? Shopping over 1.5 million unique products from over 1,000 retailers and get everything delivered right to your door in as fast as 1 hour, all in one app. So you can spend more time with the ones who matter most. Visit instacart.com to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply.
Turn a loss into a win with BetMGM, official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Place a one-game parlay wager with at least 4 legs on any MLB game. If all legs of the parlay hit but one, you'll get your stake back in bonus bets up to $25. Just log into your account, download the app, and sign up with BetMGM to get started. Then opt into the one-game parlay insurance promotion to receive up to $25 back in bonus bets if your parlay with 4 legs or more loses by just 1 leg. Only at BetMGM, the best place to bet on baseball. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Kansas only. New and existing customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets. Bonus bets expire 7 days from issuance. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700 in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Major League Baseball in full swing. The Royals make their first critical decision of the year. Not an easy one, I'm certain, for them to make, but Hunter Dozier designated for assignment, Tommy.
Good. It needed to be done. I mean, Hunter Dozier, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I don't know him, but man, he was garbage. Absolute garbage. And his slash line, just so you know, ever since Hunter Dozier signed his contract back in 2020, his slash line, 228, 344, 392. And he had a 27% strikeout rate. I mean, 27% of the time going up to the plate and striking out. And you would think, okay, well, maybe he's not a great hitter, but, if he could back it up defensively, maybe there can be value there. Nope, didn't really back it up defensively either. Played first base, third base, right field. Never really was an incredible defender. And so while it's a tough decision for the Royals, they kept trotting him out there, I think hoping that, he would live up to that contract. Never did. And so, yeah, it's a tough decision. Nobody's going to claim him on waivers because, he makes so much money. So, I think that the Royals, I think it's pretty clear they're willing to pay him to not play for them, if that tells you anything about the way that, his career has gone with Kansas City.
The year before that contract was signed, 26 home runs, hit 279.
Yeah.
Struck out too much, but, the defensive versatility, while, not like Gold Glove caliber, the versatility is handy. Like, it wasn't an outrageous contract based on that year's performance. And there really wasn't, he had the injury early on, so there wasn't a huge track record. He had the season before where things didn't go very well, and then it regressed back to more of that all the way through. It's tough. The Royals, we hammer them for not spending any money, and then when they do, people get annoyed at it, and it's because they haven't done it well. Like, I'm not saying that's unwarranted. But, you go back to a lot of the Alex Gordon mega contract when they gave it to him. He didn't live up to that. This one, you can look at Whit Merrifield. A lot of people had a problem with that, not trading him. I think with Dozier, what were they supposed to do? Just let him walk to free agency? Yes. The answer to that, by the way, is yes, obviously.
Yeah, that's the answer.
Now, though, in retrospect, I'm saying at the time, right? You don't have a lot going for you. You've got this homegrown player who just had an incredible year. And it's not like the deal was just absurdly large.
Right.
But by the Royals standard, it sort of is, right? Like, when you don't have, all the money in the world, clearly, a 4-year, $25 million deal. Like, everyone's talking about this horrible, oh my God, that's just awful. This terrible contract. It was a 4-year, $25 million deal. Like, it was fine.
I don't blame the Royals for this. They felt like, based on what Dozier did in 2019 and 2020, that he was worth this contract. And it's Hunter Dozier. He didn't live up to it. I mentioned his slash line overall during his tenure with the Royals. By the way, his slash line this season in 91 plate appearances, 183, 253, 305, and a career worse 32% strikeout rate. The dude was striking out a third of the time he was coming to bat. And so, in a season where the Royals have been incredibly up and down offensively, really the main player that was down and stayed down is Hunter Dozier. And so you've got Nicky Lopez coming off the injured list. You have to make a space for him. I'd rather have Nicky Lopez and his defense than Hunter Dozier going to the plate and striking out 1 in every 3 times.
They just haven't been able to get it right on contracts or really anything, like, for a while. And again, 4-year, $25 million deals. If Dozier repeats the performance, it looks like a fantastic signing, right? But it didn't. And so it's not that, and I don't think that money has hamstrung them by any means, but what it did for 2 years that's annoyed people is it's blocked other players. That's what they're doing now. They're eliminating that. And I don't know, I wish I had some better news for you, Royals fans. Like, it stinks that didn't work out, because he was a fun player to watch that year. He was awesome. And you root for the guys that come up through your system. Of course you do. And it didn't work. And that's just, now the key is, okay, who steps into that spot and what are the long-term pieces? I honestly, outside of Bobby Witt Jr., I don't know what the long-term pieces are. I like Nicky Lopez. I think he's handy. I'd like to see him stick around, but there just aren't many. And it just continues to look more and more like, and they're going to have to totally redo this thing again. And I don't, outside of spending a bunch of money in free agency, there's really no way around it. But let's not get mad at the Royals for spending money, though, because a 4-year, $25 million deal doesn't even sniff what it would take to get even a mediocre free agent with the current economics of baseball. To get a truly impactful player, you're going to spend like $25 million in 1 year, pretty much. So it's
and
just
I think
the
that
finances are what they are.
I think that they knew after the season that Dozier had when he hit the 26 home runs and all of that in 2019, I think they had this thought of, okay, we know he's got some power in his bat. We know he strikes out too much. And so that's going to drive his value down, so we can get him, a power bat in their minds at the time, a power bat that, he's never going to hit for average. He's going to strike out too much. He's mediocre defensively, but he's got some pop in his bat. If we can work on the strikeouts a little bit, 4 years, $25 million, that seems to be a pretty good investment. So at the time, and I remember thinking when they signed him, okay, I don't have an issue with this contract. He strikes out too much, but at least they've got some power, in his bat. And remember, at the time, they also had guys like Jorge Soler and Salvi and other guys that could hit home runs, and Dozier kind of fit, in that category as well. He was never able to get the strikeout thing taken care of or improved, and the power in his bat dipped as well. In those 91 plate appearances this season, 2 home runs. So and he was never able to, replicate what he did in 2019. And so that's not, in my opinion, on the shoulders of the Royals necessarily. You would have liked to see maybe the coaching try to find ways, and I'm sure that they did try to find ways in improving that, the hitting coach and all of that, trying to improve, all of that. But ultimately, I think that's on Dozier's shoulders.
Well, of course it is. It is. And the Royals just have to move on and continue to try to, develop players from within for a minute. And we'll see as they have ballpark talks, when is the point where they just have to go invest outside the organization to try and make it better with, somebody more, exciting than Franmil Reyes, right? Like you're just going to have to.
Or Carlos Santana last season. Like,
Carlos
let's
Santana was handy. He brought back some trade value. I won't totally discount that. There is some value in bringing those guys in, hoping they get hot, and trading them. I do think that's not a bad, but you gotta get it right in the trades.
Yeah,
like that's the thing. Like it's, the evaluational tools have not been at a premium in recent years, and we'll see. But Hunter Dozier, just generation of Royals is gone, and there may be a lot of fans that are like, okay. Like that needed to happen. So that did happen. That happened yesterday. 869-1240 is the number on the IHOP hotline for you. Let's give something away here, Jad. Let's give away, I don't know, let's give away something to HTO. Let's do 2 iced tea cards. 2 free iced teas. You can go west or east to HTO. Go get a couple of those. Take a friend We'll do that to our first caller, 869-1240 on the IHOP hotline. We're going to come back and talk about if there's anything we need to care about with the OTAs and the Chiefs and the NFL. We'll do it as Sports Daily rolls forward.